Good morning, ladies. I am just jumping on here because I am very passionate about the fitness myths topic. Gets me a little hot and sweaty, as you will probably see in this video. But I wrote down a couple that I just want to go over. So I'm going to go over some fitness myths, and I'm also going to go over some fad dieting because I know that a lot of people like to promote fad dieting and talk about all the benefits, and everyone jumps on the bandwagon of, eating this fad diet, but they don't understand why they're eating it or how it works or what to do after, or all those things. So I'm going to jump into that also, which I know a lot of people probably are interested in knowing. So I'm just going to jump right in. So the first fitness myth I have is spot reduction. So often a lot of people will say to me, like, I have a lot of fat on the back of my arm or have a lot of fat on my stomach and I want to lose that particular area of fat. So I want you to know that it is impossible to target a certain area of fat on your body. You cannot do a workout that makes one part of your body smaller. That is impossible. That is a myth. You cannot do a tricep extension to make the back of your arm thinner. Doing squats does not make the fat on your legs go away. Okay, so how we lose fat on our body is we need to be in a caloric deficit. So that either comes from exercising more or eating less. And that is the only way to lose body fat. Your body then chooses what area of your body loses that fat. We do not have any say in where that fat is lost from. Okay, I'm going to say this one more time. If you want a flat stomach, if you want the fat on your stomach to be gone, doing crunches does not change the fat on your stomach. Okay, if you want the back of your arm to be thinner, doing arm exercises does not make your arm thinner. Okay? Over and over and over and over again for your whole body. If you want the back of your thighs thinner, no leg squat movement is going to make it smaller. It's not going to. If the internet tells you do these moves for a flat stomach, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay, so again, the only way you can lose fat on your body is in a caloric deficit, which means you are taking in less calories a day than you're putting out. So if it takes me 2,000 calories to move my body throughout this day and I eat 1,500, that means my body has to eat 500 calories from myself. So my body literally will eat my fat stores because I'm not giving it enough calories through food. That's what a caloric deficit is, okay? And you can increase that caloric deficit margin by adding in exercise. So if it normally takes you 2,000 calories a day to burn, through your day, and you add an hour exercise that adds, 500 calories, you're increasing that amount of calories that it takes. Sorry, I feel like that really got confusing at the end there. Eat less or exercise more, that's how you lose fat. No movement will make your body smaller in a particular area. Okay, so the second one is that weight training makes you bulky, and I know that we've really dived into that a couple weeks ago, so I'm just going to go over it really quickly in case you missed it. Okay, so men and women do not need different exercises. We have the exact same musculoskeletal system. The difference between men and women is we have different hormones in our body. So for men, because they have testosterone in their body, they are able to produce like 8 to 15 times more muscle mass, more muscle volume than we as women can. So for example, if I lift a 20-pound dumbbell and I'm doing bicep curls, and my husband lifts a 20-pound dumbbell and does bicep curls, listen to me, the same exercise, the same movement, the same weight. Okay, we're both doing the same weight, the same movement. His muscle mass, the size of his muscle will grow 8 to 15 times larger with more volume than my muscle will for the same amount of strength, for the same movement. Okay, so that being said, there is no reason at all under any circumstances why men should do certain workouts and women should do certain workouts, because our bodies our physical muscles and bones are the same and react the same to the same movements, but we will have wildly different results in our appearance because of the hormones. Okay, so when you see things online that are like, women should do, 20 to 30 reps, and men should do like 6 of a heavy weight. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's a myth. So why they're saying that women should do 25 reps versus, men should do 6 to 8 is because if you are actually trying to build muscle size, muscle density, muscle volume, that is how you would work out. You would do a heavy weight for 6 to 8. That's going to increase your strength, increase the size, do something called hypertrophy. And again, if we're both working on hypertrophy, women are going to produce 1/8 to 1/15 of the size for the same workout. It's a huge difference, okay? And why they're telling you to do the 25 rep range with a low weight is for muscle endurance. So if you've ever seen like a marathon runner, they're doing muscle endurance all the time. Their muscles are lean and hard and tight and small, okay? So they're strong for endurance, not for like a big push of strength. They're for tiny, small pushes all the time. So basically, like the theory behind that high rep range, low weight is to create an entire body of very, very small, dense muscle. Which just annoys me because I'm telling you, ladies, like if you lift the heaviest weights you can for 6 to 8 all the time, every single day, twice a day, you will not look manly. You will not look bulky. You will not look huge. Your body doesn't let you. Let me tell you how much I know this because I work out every single day, twice a day for the last 6 years. And yes, I do have a lot of muscle mass, but I purposely, with science, like down to tempo and seconds, like calculate how to make my body look like this. And I'm still frustrated that I can't make more muscles happen. You cannot look bulky by accident, and especially within the first like 2 or 3 years. It takes years of muscle development to create big, bulky muscles as a woman. Like, it takes years of on-purpose work, like purposely trying on purpose to get as big muscles you can. You cannot be bulky by accident. It is impossible. And if you see women with big, round, full muscles, I'm telling you, 99% of those women, 99.9% of those women have taken something to help them look like that, okay? Our women bodies have estrogen that does not allow us to look bulky. So if you see women with big muscles, like big muscles, it is not naturally made, okay? It's not naturally made. Okay, third one that I'm going to jump into is cardio training versus weight training. So I know I've kind of went over this a little bit as well. Often women like to say to me that they're only going to do cardio and they're not going to touch weights. And I always say to them, like, okay, explain to me your reasoning and logic behind that. And again, usually it ties back to the bulky thing, but the majority of women say they want to lose fat, and that's their main goal. They don't care about the muscle, they don't care about looking toned, they don't care about the shape, they just want to lose fat or lose mass or lose pounds on the scale. Their goal is to be smaller. I totally understand. Everyone has different goals. I've had times in my life where my goal is absolutely just to be smaller, and that's like the biggest thing for me. But I just want to emphasize that if your goal is to lose fat, if your goal is to lose weight, if your goal is to be smaller, doing just cardio is not the fastest way to do that. Listen to me here. Lifting weights and doing cardio is the fastest way to achieve those results. The more muscle mass you have on your body, the higher your metabolism will run, which means the more food you can eat without gaining weight, which also means that when you're dieting, you don't have to eat such little food. You can eat a lot more food and still lose weight. It means that at rest, when you're sitting at your desk, you will be burning way more calories than if you were just doing a cardio program. Also want to put into perspective for you how many calories cardio is actually burning. Sometimes we have these fit watches, that tell us like, oh, you burned 400 calories. Fit watches are really not great indicators of how much calories you're burning and your heart rate and whatnot. Okay, so they did a lot of tests on this. They did a lot of studies on how accurate they are. They did a couple studies where someone wore 4 of them for 2 weeks and then wore 4 different ones again for 2 weeks and measured the results of all of them. Every single fitness tracker measured a wildly different number for heart rate and calories burned that day. So all 6 of them, all 6 fitness trackers gave different results, quite different results. And it was all the good ones. It was like the Apple Watch and the, Fitbit Versa Plus and all the fancy smartwatches. Like, it wasn't like crappy brands. Like, it was all of the highest quality brands. And I'm not saying like don't use a fitness tracker. I just want you to understand like how many calories you're actually burning when you're doing cardio. So let's say I'm going to go for a run outside, a jog outside, and I'm going to run for 45 minutes, maybe like 7K. Let's even go back. Let's do 30 minutes, 5K. If you run 5K, most people would think that they're burning a ton of calories, but really you're probably burning like 300 or 350. Which when you think about it, it's like a granola bar. Like if you didn't eat a granola bar, it's the same amount of calories as going for that 5K run. And that's why you can't out-exercise a bad diet, because your ability to manipulate your body size with food is so much stronger than your ability to manipulate your body size with exercise. So let's say I went for a 2-hour run. Okay, let's say I burned 1,000 calories on a 2-hour run. And I come home and I think to myself, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of myself for running, which you should be, it's amazing. But now I'm going to treat myself with this bowl of ice cream because I'm so proud of myself for running. And now I've eaten 1,200 calories of ice cream, because I don't know if you guys realize how much calories are in ice cream, but if you got like, let's say a medium blizzard or a large blizzard from Dairy Queen, you have completely eliminated that 2-hour run. 2-hour run, okay, with one thing of ice cream. And this happens a lot with people when they start cardio programs, is they're doing 20 to 30 minutes of cardio a day, and it's actually really exhausting on their body because their muscles are tired. So their brain tells them they need to eat more food. Naturally, that's what your body's going to do. The more you exercise and the more calories you're putting out, your brain's designed to ask for more calories in so that it doesn't deteriorate. Like, that is what your body is designed to do. So what happens often is people start gaining weight when they start cardio programs, because they're hungrier and they're proud of themselves for exercising, so they eat more. And in almost every single case, that if you are just doing cardio, you will gain weight. I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys before. It definitely has happened to me, where I'm 2 weeks into doing 30 minutes of cardio a day and I haven't lost a pound, or I've even gained a pound, and I'm losing my mind because how could I be doing 30 minutes of cardio a day and not losing weight, right? Like, that is why. Because you can manipulate your body so much better with food rather than with exercise. You cannot out-exercise a bad diet. Therefore, that being said, if you are adding in weights, you are actually manipulating your metabolism by putting muscle mass on your body. You're changing the functions of your body. You're changing how many calories your body needs, and you're doing things on a much more, biological level. And when you combine the cardio with the weight training, it is when you're going to be the most successful, especially if you're following a nutrition program. Nutrition is the backbone of fitness. Like, It is everything, and it is the hardest part because our brains love food, and we think about food in such a comforting way that it's very hard for us to remove our emotions from food, and that's what makes dieting so difficult. But it is the key, so keep working on it, okay? Okay, I'm gonna stop here, and I'm gonna make a second video on the fad diets.